It took me 30 plus years to realize what I'm about to tell you in 10 minutes. And let me tell you, I am 40 years old, but 30 plus years, I realized what I needed to do, but I was stubborn in my head that as a result, I did not execute it. And now that I am 40 years old, I have to start over. So let's talk about that today. So 30 plus years, I've realized that I lived my entire young adult listening. You know, the Bible said to honor your mother and father for long life and peace. And I understood that. You know, grew up in a Christian based home. I understand that um, wisdom comes from your elders. So I understood that. But as my life began to change or transition, if you will, in my young 20s, starting to have kids, you know, doing the things that I wanted to do in my life. There were some things that I had to change just because of my faith, just because it was about doing it the right way. Um, and really and truly doing things to please those who were around me. I want you to read between the lines. So I honored what everyone else thought, and I was living their way. I wanted to pursue my dreams. I wanted to do a lot of things, but I couldn't do it because I cared too much about what others thought about me at the time. And then as I started to have children, then my life changed because I had to make some short-term sacrifice for long-term goals. My children's are beautiful. I love them. And they add a lot of value to me. But I've come to realize that now is a time where I need to put some time into me in terms of self-care, my mental health, um, just putting some things into place because I felt like I've been doing it for everyone, pleasing everyone around me. And then even in some case where things aren't, what's the best way to put it? I know it was not the right thing to do, but I did it anyway just because I wanted to, the love of who was around me at the time. So long story short, I was just living a life to make everyone else's happy except for myself. And you know what? It hurt me in the process. Because even though I know that the energy wasn't right, even though I know the mindset wasn't right, even though I know that I'm the one that is living this life and not what the naysayers or the people who are around me, they weren't living it. But I lived their life in terms of what they want for me. I lived it. And now I can say it didn't get me anywhere. All it brought to me was disappointment. So 30 plus years, I understood that, yes, you know, you honor people around you, but in your reality, it's about you. Sometimes you're going to make mistakes. Mistakes aren't mistakes. Mistakes are there so you can learn. Mistakes are there so you can observe and assess and see what you need to do to make improvement on yourself over time. You won't get it right away. You have to make small steps and you just tackle it one step at a time. When people aren't living your life, they can say what they want to say. But should you let that deter you from living your best life? I have done it and it hurt me. So what I'm saying is you have to live your life for yourself. There's nothing wrong taking heed. There's nothing wrong listening to someone. But you can't live it for them how they want it, because your circumstance may be different from theirs. Their financial situation may be different from yours, especially when you have no inheritance, no handouts. Sometimes you're going to make some decision. So sometimes people could talk and they can say what they want to say, but they're not in your situation. And so you have to think about that. You have to think about making yourself happy, your mental health, self-care. If you're living in it and you know it's not healthy, dismiss yourself from it. If you're in an environment where it's pure negative drama, where people make conflict your lifestyle, you need to move yourself away from it. If you're living in a situation where you know you're not growing, there's no progress, you got to dismiss yourself from it. What I'm trying to say, people is going to project their fears on you sometimes, or they're going to tell you what you need for your life, and their life is an absolute mess. Have you met those people where they know it all? They can tell you everything, what you need to do and how to get your life together. And in all reality, you take a step and you're observing and you see that their life is an absolute mess. So let me tell you, just live your life, because that's how people function. They don't observe their own, but they observe yours and tell you what you need to do when their life is an absolute mess. So in this message, what I'm telling you, what I'm learning at 40 plus, I have been through it a lot, and I'm still young, but yes, I've been through it. I'm learning as I'm growing. And you know what? I have done it their way because I didn't know any better at the time. I was young, trying to find my way, and I figured that if I follow the protocols, doing what, listening. And yes, there's some people you listen to that are great examples. Nothing is wrong with that. You listen to them and you try it. But if it's not working, then you need to do it your way. That's what I've been doing right now. I've been doing it my way. And guess what? It feels good. Absolutely. And forget about those who are upset with you. Forget about those who are going to bad talk you. Because let me tell you something. Others' opinion on you is not your business either. You shouldn't care about that. Because here's the thing. Whether you do good or bad in this life, people are still gonna say, they still gonna talk, they still gonna negatively, yes. It doesn't matter what you do in life, people always have something to say. So you just have to live your life to the best of your ability. Do the right thing, but make yourself happy. Put yourself first in everything you do. Now, I'm not, when it comes down to your children and think of, hello, morning. When it comes down to your children, yes, we have to make some sacrifices for them. But sometimes you still have to put yourself first, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your children. And so I'm sorry to say that, but you have to. I realized that I put a lot into my children. And at the end of the day, when I think about it, they're going to get old. They will get older and transition. And guess what? I'm left here by myself. So I have to know how to recoup some of that. I have to know when to turn it on, turn it off, put in some me time for me. Spend some quality time. My mental health, talking is therapy, spending some time watching the little movies, going out, travel the world, all of those other things. But most of all, peace. Peace is very important. And I know I should have said this like in the early part, but put God first in everything you do. Because you know what? I struggled with that in my early 20s. I was doing a lot of things, chasing the money, chasing you know the accessories of everything, the luxury this, the luxury that. Not meaning that I'm not talking about buying expensive brand design, no, but overall just cared a lot about how I looked as a young girl, and you know spending money going out and but when I thought about it, yes, I have wasted, but I don't regret it, because at the end of the day, it's all a learning process for me. Now I know how to plan better. Now, when it comes down to financial literacy, I am more educated, and I'm happy for that. So never feel bad about your experience. No matter what, you are important. So put yourself first, and you can't please everyone. You can't. So I want to leave you with that today. What I realized in my 30 plus years, I just told you that in 10 minutes, and I'm hoping that you find this message well. You have a blessed one. You matter. Live your life for you and not for people.